was a mission on our behalf. We really wanted people to, especially mainlanders, as we refer to them, probably still to some extent, to understand what Newfoundland was really about. Because if you watched television, CBC, anything they had on about Newfoundland was always something that was negative, photographs taken of the shabbiest places, the poorest people. And we really wanted to change that image. We wanted people to come and see the beauty, to learn about the history, to realize the wealth of talent in Newfoundland, and the hard-working, kind-hearted, many more adjectives that we can add, Newfoundlanders. And we've been in this business now for 40 years, and I can honestly say Newfoundlanders never let us down. Wherever we have gone, whenever we've been in any kind of need or needed any help whatsoever, you can call somebody local in the area and they will come to your aid. It doesn't matter.
We were seeing Newfoundland probably for the first time through other people's eyes,
yes.
too. We were used to looking at ourselves. We knew it was our own. And sometimes you don't have a great admiration for what you have yourself. But when you bring people here and they see things that is beautiful, they can bring it out for you. As one of our guides said, Jim, what do they see that we don't see? Because we're so used to looking at things that's been always there, and they'd be marveling at it. And after a while, that caught on, and as the tours went on, then you could bring that out on another tour, things that they saw, and so it was learning for us too.
And I wanted people to go home saying, I'll never tell another Newfie joke. I wanted them to go home saying, I had no idea Newfoundland was this beautiful. I wanted them to go home saying, there's so much history here. I had no idea about the history. First of all, I think the two main benefits of Confederation were the money that was put into education. That's tremendous. The money that was put into universities, training, teachers, all that. And also the opening up of roads from Outport, Newfoundland, where people traveled even then by boat from one place to another, that brought people in and they got to know one another. There was no such thing as a mixed marriage before Confederation. But once everybody came in, once people from Joe Bat's Arm came to go to school at Munn and met people from Placentia and elsewhere and fell in love and got married, that was the beginning of a big change in the culture. We were very valuable. I don't think we realized how valuable we were. We are the linchpin to North America, certainly to Canada. I think Canada really wanted to have us geographically. During the World War II, there were 5 bases here, plus there were Canadian bases here. So we were strategically important. We have terrific natural resources, plus the fishery. People diss the fishery. The fishery is a multi-million-dollar business. That's a huge part of the economy, and it has been controlled really by Ottawa since we joined Confederation. There are a lot of things that you say, well, what if that hadn't happened, or what if we joined the United States, and you know how much Canadians love to hate Americans. Back then, it was an option that people were actually thinking about. There was a movement afoot for that. But, we only have 500,000 people, even today, in a very big piece of land. And to be able to run a country, which we did, like we were a dominion. We're the first country in the world to ever vote to give up their country, basically. We had our own stamps, our own money, our own parliament, our own prime minister, and we voted to give that up and join Confederation. And times were tough. They weren't just tough in Newfoundland. They were tough everywhere. We think we had a monopoly on poverty. We think we had a monopoly on, people working hard for a living. That was everywhere. Talk to people who grew up on farms in Western Canada.
Yeah, that's when I realized that
Yeah.
we were just as advanced as anyone in the world at different times, until we got tourists coming in, people they could relate to what was going on here because they lived a similar lifestyle. We thought that they were more advanced, but just look, even where we are now, the theater was here before Confederation, and look at the houses around St. John's. Or you go over to Bombay and look at Norris Point, Woody Point. The homes that were there. There was, and you go to Bonavista, and you go to Trinity and Brigus. Look at the homes that were there. It wasn't all this that we were backward. And we thought we were because we didn't have an outside. We were told that too.
I think that was one of the things that Joey did was that I think he made Newfoundlanders believe that they were not worthy. I do think that. I think he portrayed us to Canada as poverty-stricken, people who needed to be taken care of, people who needed help, and I resent that very much. They had them up there too. we weren't alone.
Yeah, I guess he's the man who came along who had the voice, used radio, and he had a connection, he had a way of connecting with the people. And as you know, he convinced all the people to stay on the Avalon Peninsula. He didn't have a good thing there, but then to the rest of the island, he convinced them that it was a good thing for them, and it probably was in the long run, as we see. But
it's been a controversy forever.
Yeah.
It divided families, caused huge rifts in families.
Religion, the same way, came involved with it.
Yeah, and then religion got involved, and I think it was very divisive. But life goes on. People adjust. Everything adjusts. Everything levels out. And now, you see Canadian flags flying all over the province.
How do we keep the identity? Well, I guess it's more so than ever now, because we show it through theater.
Yeah.
And we
come from away.
On all the books that are written about Newfoundland. It's unbelievable how many books have been written about Newfoundland. I'll
just say that Pierre Trudeau said about Newfoundland, he said, Newfoundlanders truly have their own culture. The rest of us are just trying not to be Americans.